David Benioff and Dan Weiss are the showrunners. You know, I don't have any veto power. You know, I signed a pretty standard contract where I gave them rights to adapt this into a television series, and I got certain titles and the agreement I'd write one script a year and a large dump truck full of money, and. They can do, you know, they can have the aliens come down next season. They can turn the whole cast into vampires, and I'm powerless to stop them. But I don't think they will do that. They love the books, and they seem committed to telling my story in a different medium. And I knew all that before I signed any of the contracts. I mean, when these books started hitting the New York Times bestseller list, which was as early as Clash of Kings, I was approached by other people who wanted to adapt them, many for feature films. And I had meetings with those people and, you know, heard their plans. How are they going to fit this giant thing in a feature film? Well, we're going to make it all about Jon Snow and we'll drop all these other characters. Or we'll make it all about Dany and we'll drop all these other characters. They had various schemes or of how they would do it. We'll just make the first book up to this point, and then, you know, we hope that the movie will do well enough that they'll order a second movie. And none of these really appealed to me, so I said no, which it's always said that no is the sexiest word you can say in Hollywood. The more you say no, the more they want you, and. I guess that was true because they kept coming, and eventually David and Dan came, and we had a wonderful meeting that lasted like most of a day. We met for lunch, and you know, we were talking and getting all animated about how we were going to do the series over lunch and in a crowded restaurant in Los Angeles. And little by little, it emptied out, and pretty soon we were the only people there, you know, drinking our 7th cup of coffee and iced tea and still talking about it. And then more hours passed, and we're still talking in the restaurant. The dinner crowd is coming in, and they're setting up for dinner. I think we closed that restaurant that night. So it was one of those classic meetings that you only get once in a while, but I had a great feeling about them. I mean, you know, if you're J.K. Rowling, you can go into a situation where every studio in Hollywood wants you, and you can set very stringent terms where you get to approve everything. But if you're not J.K. Rowling, and virtually nobody is J.K. Rowling except for J.K. Rowling, then you can't do that, and you have to find people that you trust and put your faith in them and in the understanding of the story.